Good evening. My name is Mrs. Asana. Along with Ms. Samuels, we are the class of 2020 senior advisors. Good evening, Mr. Franklin Walker, Superintendent of the Jersey City Public Schools, senior staff, Principal Casillas, friends and family, and most of all, to the class of 2020. Our journey began in 2017 when I became your senior class advisor. We have had many cherished moments together. We laughed together. We had class meetings, class trips, to name a few. These were times that will be cherished forever and that will last a lifetime. Our journey came to an unexpected and sudden end that none of us could have ever imagined. However, we're able to find comfort and grace in knowing that we can uplift and that we can depend on one another. Graduation is a major step in our lives. It signifies personal commitment and pride. Please know that I am very proud of you. You worked hard to get to this day, and your efforts will never go to waste. Graduation is not an end goal, but the beginning of a larger journey in our lives. This graduation day has shown that we can accomplish our goals when we commit ourselves. Class of 2020, I congratulate you, I salute you, and I am very proud of you. Best of luck in the future. I wish you lots of success as you move forward in your lives. Remember, our year was cut short, but our dreams were not. At this time, I would like you to please stand as I introduce to you Senior Class President Gabriel Santana, who is going to perform the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel Santana. And now, leading us in the Star-Spangled Banner will be Miss Camilla Harper.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
this time, I would like to introduce to you Principal Casillas of William L. Dickinson High School.
Good evening. I would like to welcome parents and guardians, the class of 2020, the Superintendent, Mr. Franklin Walker, the Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Norma Fernandez, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction, Ms. Ellen Ruane, the Director of the Secondary Division, Mr. Jamie Morales, the President of the School Board, Mr. Lorenzo Richardson, the Vice President of the School Board, Ms. Gina Vertabello, and the rest of the elected board members, as well as administrative team, Ms. Sophia Harold, Ms. Lydia Suarez, and Dr. Rose Winstead. Welcome to the virtual graduation for the William L. Dixon High School class of 2020. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the salutatorian, Sarah Badawi, as she will address her peers.
Welcome, Jersey City Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Franklin Walker, Dickinson High School Principal, Mr. Dickinson Casillas, senior staff, Board of Education members, teachers, friends, and family. I'd like to begin by first extending my deepest thanks to our principal, Mr. Dickinson Casillas, to our VPs, Ms. Harold, Ms. Suarez, and Dr. Winstead, and to our senior class supervisors, coordinators, and advisors, Ms. Asana, Ms. Samuels, and Ms. Cuccinello, and all those who helped set up this wonderful event that not only honors our desire for our graduation, but also works to maintain the careful regulations needed to protect us and our loved ones. On the mention of the ongoing pandemic, I would like to stop and take a moment to thank all essential workers. Those include healthcare workers, sanitation workers, storefront workers, and all others who remain on the front lines of this pandemic that may be watching along with us right now. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. From the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you. The work you are doing is truly heroic, and it will not be forgotten once we break through to the other end of this crisis. I would also like to take a moment to express my deep gratitude to every single teacher at our school for supporting us as students in every way possible during this incredibly stressful and unprecedented time. Thank you for not only smoothing the transition from physical to online learning, but also providing an example of what leadership, resiliency, and an incredible work ethic look like. Most importantly, your student-teacher mentorships and your support will forever be appreciated and never forgotten. Now, on to the class of 2020. And I have to say, what a year. You've heard this a million times already from celebrities and your exuberant aunts on Facebook that are trying their hardest to be supportive, but it's important to hear. We as a class truly have gone through it all. We entered this world in the wake of one of the worst tragedies in this country, a tragedy that could be seen from our very building windows. We're leaving high school now in the midst of one of the worst tragedies this world has ever known, and it's one that has left us separated from our loved ones and struggling to adjust to a world with limited human contact. We're also exiting our high school careers in the midst of horrific racial violence and injustice, and this isn't the first time we as a group have experienced tragedy. We've grown up during the Great Recession, we've lived through Hurricanes Sandy, Irma, Harvey, Maria, and countless other horrific disasters that left some of our families, and even some of us, homeless and afraid. We've lived in the wake of school shootings and mass terror attacks. We've lived in the wake of a growing environmental decline. We've lived in the wake of arguably the most polarizing election to date. We've lived in the wake of decimating wildfires and threats of nuclear war and the constant question, what next? How much worse could it be? And astoundingly, all the answers seem to be worse than the last. We've been desensitized to tragedy because it's all we've ever seen in the world. But while the world makes it easy to look at the bad and wonder, why did it have to be us? It's even easier for us to look at the good and think, I'm kind of glad it was us. We're the class that was born at the turn of the millennium. We are the class that saw nearly 200 countries commit to the Paris Climate Agreement to fight climate change. We are the class that saw millions attend the Women's March. We are the class that saw the legalization of same-sex marriage. We are the class that saw the first ever photo of a black hole. We are the class that experienced a full solar eclipse. We are the class that grew up when the first iPhone was released. We are the class that argued over what color a dress was and called it drama. We are the class that finally saw Leonardo DiCaprio win an Oscar. We are the class that watched as the Opportunity rover completed its mission and said goodbye. We are the digital generation. We've grown up in a rapidly changing climate of both diversity and adversity, and it's only going to take us further. It's only served to make us stronger. We are the class that's seen it all, and we are the class that will do it all. because we have experienced it all. My name is Sarah. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I came to Dickinson High School around my sophomore year, and before that I was a student at Bayonne High School. Before that I was a student at 2 different schools in my home country. And for me, every year meant a new location with a new school, a new student body, and an entirely new onslaught of disconnection. It always seemed to take me half the year before I could confidently say I had adjusted to it. It took only 3 months for me to find that disconnection once I moved, and it took me a month to start worrying about it all over again. Coming to Dickinson, I expected the same, but anyone who's told you school doesn't teach you anything is lying. For instance, in my 3 years of high school, I have learned how to hide Arizona bottles and snacks from the gazebo. Oh, my bad, from the bodega. When coming in from lunch so that they wouldn't get thrown out. I've learned to value Miss Suarez's warnings over the intercom, and I'd like to personally thank her for turning most of us into track stars. Through unfortunate first-hand experience, I've also learned not to use SparkNotes, but to use eNotes, because somehow all of our teachers have SparkNotes memorized like it's nothing. Seriously, don't use SparkNotes, they'll find out. If you need to hide during a code ram, I've learned not to go to the bathroom because everyone else is trying to hide there too. If you want to get through the freshman entrance, I learned that you have to be there before 8:10 or it will be virtually impossible. And in my 3 years here, I've made lifelong friends. In my 3 years, I have met people who I will never forget and people who I may end up drifting away from. But no matter which direction we follow, the same lessons are learned. I have learned what you have learned, and in my almost 18 years of life, I have lived what you have lived. And I have managed to build a connection, and I imagine we all have managed to build the same connection that runs far deeper than any one school or any one person. The class that I see before me right now, through the computer screens, are innovators. We are entrepreneurs. We are artists. We are businessmen and businesswomen. We are scientists and singers. We are dancers, doctors, astronauts, and politicians. We are procrastinators, but don't quote me on that. We are lawyers and nurses and teachers. We are leaders, and we will lead ourselves, our countries, and our world into tomorrow. No matter how difficult our situations may seem or how determined others are to stop us in our paths, we will make it. We have done it already. We've been doing it for 18 years already. Who says we can't do it again? In my lifetime, I've known 10 different schools, 5 different homes, 2 different countries, but I am a part of one stupefying, groundbreaking, and unique class. To the class of 2020, what a year, huh? We made it.
Thank you, Sarah. At this time, we have special messages from our superintendent, Mr. Franklin Walker, the school board president, Mr. Lorenzo Richardson, and the mayor of Jersey City, Mr. Stephen Fuller.
My name is Franklin Walker, and I am the superintendent of the Jersey City Public Schools. As the superintendent of the Jersey City Public Schools, I want to first extend a heartfelt congratulations to you as members of the class of 2020. And second, to say how very proud I am of each one of you. Over the past 4 years, you accepted, balanced, and successfully navigated the challenges of being 21st century students. Your parents, teachers, peers, and the city of Jersey City share in your success and look forward to your generation helping to make this a better world. As a result of your hard work, you will very soon hold a membership and part of the largest and meaningful organizations in the world, the alumni of the Jersey City Public Schools. You will not stop there because your education has taught you that learning, like life, is a journey and it is continuous. You will continue to find out that there are no wasted educational experiences and that these experiences will continue to teach and lead you towards many future successes. You live in a democracy where it will become your civic and professional responsibilities to protect and ensure freedom of choice for future generations. It has been said that democracy will not succeed unless those who express their choices are prepared to choose wisely. The real defense of democracy is education. British Prime Minister Tony Blair said, and I quote, "Talent is the 21st century wealth," unquote. If you have the skills, the education, and the opportunity to upgrade and improve both, you will be able to compete and win anywhere, and that's anywhere in the world. The class of 2020 represents the largest generation of youth the world has ever seen. There are over 1.2 billion young people aged 15 to 24. That is about 16% of the global population. While you may be 16% of the population, it's important for you to know you are 100% of the future. It's your generation that will play a critical role and have a major impact on unemployment, gender equality, world conflicts, combating poverty and hunger, environmental issues and climate change, and new technologies, just to name a few. We can consider this school year an outlier. We experience things that we have never experienced before. However, and nevertheless, I could not be any prouder of you and how you handle these challenges. As a class of 2020, you have demonstrated yourselves to be a class of resilience. Resilience because you demonstrated the ability to overcome obstacles time and time again. Your ability to adapt in the face of adversity has been exceptional. The setbacks, the barriers, and reduced resources that have been produced during this COVID-19 health pandemic only gave the community a chance to see how strong and resilient you are. All of these obstacles will only make you stronger and help you as you enter the next chapter of your life. From 2016 to 2020, we challenged you, and you positively responded with nothing less than successful achievements. Personally, and as a proud member of the Jersey City Public Schools Alumni High School Graduate Group, I encourage you to continue to challenge yourselves, continue to grow, believe in yourselves, dream big, embrace failures, never stop learning. Jersey City salutes you. Go out and show the world what your teachers and I already know. You are the best, and in time, the reports will come back from the world. Yes, you were right, Jersey City. We now know it, too.
Good morning, class of 2020. My name is Lorenzo Richardson, President of the Jersey City Board of Education, and I am so happy to have the honor and privilege to serve on the Board of Education and represent you all. I come to share some brief words with you today as you graduate and move to the next level towards your educational and professional endeavors. I first want to thank you for your accomplishments thus far. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, individually and collectively as a graduating class. Second, I want to thank all those who helped you along the way, your parents, your families, your teachers, and the school staff for helping you get here today. Getting to this point is not easy, and you have demonstrated resilience, perseverance, and the ability to adapt to change. The world is a different place right now, but that is okay, because with faith, determination, and works, you will be able to meet the challenges ahead of you. Never forget this: you are not alone in your journey. We are all here for you whenever you need us. Continue to read, write, build your financial literacy, and work with others who share your ideas and support your well-being. My last words of advice to you are to live healthy and honestly, Treat those you come across with respect, compassion, and understanding, and you will continue to be blessed in everything you do. There will always be difficulties along the way. That is how life is. But when you live right, everything will be all right. As you leave here and go to take your place and live your purpose in the world, lead by example, always do your best, and represent Jersey City Public Schools well. Thank you and God bless you, and continue to be safe.
Hi, I'm Mayor Stephen Phillip. I know this is not the graduation that any of you imagine, but the reality is it doesn't diminish at all the extraordinary accomplishments that this represents. In many ways, when we think about the Jersey City class of 2020, I would argue that the challenges this class has experienced, in particular over the last year, has equipped you all better to confront the world today than any class. This class has had some real challenges beyond COVID and remote learning. Just think about the last year. This class lived firsthand through the terrifying experience of a mass shooting in December that triggered a lockdown for all of our schools. But despite that, with limited information and a lot of fear throughout the city, we saw our students act with calmness and bravery. Just think we saw budget cuts from Trenton to our schools at the largest level of funding cuts of any city in the history of New Jersey, and we got through that as well. The truth is, you not only got through it, but you also demonstrated that Jersey City tenacity time and again, and you showed that nothing can stop you. So as you're entering your next chapter, I hope you recognize that you are coming from a city and a school system that has uniquely prepared you to face the world. You live in the most diverse city in the country, you've seen a lot, you're tough, you're fair, you're compassionate, and your work ethic is second to none. In short, the class of 2020 embodies so much of the character that makes Jersey City so special. It's often said that the hardest times lead to the greatest moments in life, and I'm quite sure that this will be a fitting description for the class of 2020. Whether your next chapter in life is the workforce, college, or the military, I know that you will continue to make your family, your teachers, and your city proud. And so, on behalf of the 300,000 residents of Jersey City, it's with great pleasure that I say congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you. Here are our seniors who have received awards. At this time, I would like to welcome back Ms. Asana as she will introduce our keynote speaker.
Today's keynote speaker is an alumni of William L. Dickinson High School, board trustee member for the Jersey City Public Schools, graduate of New Jersey City University, where he served as vice president of the National Student Investment Banking Group, recipient of the Goldman Sachs Scholarship of Excellence Award, entrepreneur, and a business owner. When he's not busy working, his time is spent volunteering in the Jersey City community. I take the pleasure of introducing to you none other than our very own Mr. LeKendrick Shaw.
Good morning, graduates, staff, parents, and administrators. Adversity causes some to break and others to break records. I am delighted this morning on this very special day, to recap a moment of defiance, resiliency, and celebration. For reasons beyond our control, as fate would have it, this is our means to gather and commence a pivotal academic milestone that starts the path of adulthood in life. Some would view this time as tough and hard, as the normal you may know or be used to is no longer around for you to experience, while others may view this period as refreshing. As a proud alumni of Dickinson High School class of 2010, I know the feeling of being a proud Ram. However, my story was not always filled with clear moments, and it was very similar to what you are experiencing now, which is uncertainty, delay, and unknown. Growing up, I always knew I would be a businessman, but how exactly I would get there, I did not know. In class, I never performed well as my test scores were okay, and most of all, my behavior trumped my ability to showcase my intelligence, to learn, and demonstrate the businessman that I always knew I was. Once settling in at DHS, it was a challenge as I oftentimes would associate with peers who got into trouble frequently. This reality and choices made in the past led me to a path of uncertainty as eventually I was displaced from DHS for a period of time due to an incident that required me to be homeschooled. At one point during my displacement from DHS, I had no alternative to return back to school. As a result, my academic career was delayed, and I was at this point a high school dropout. Over the course of the next 6 months, I spent my life in the unknown, questioning if I would ever get a chance to return to school and complete my diploma. Eventually, I would return back to DHS after a period of soul searching and trying different options. All I ever needed was a chance to return back, and the rest would be history. I would never look back as I was able to complete my diploma and experience finishing high school. Graduating from high school was not the only time I experienced uncertainty, delay, and unknown. I also experienced this as a business owner when visiting another country and being stuck in the airport for 2 days with no way to book a returning flight home. That transgression happened as I wanted to go on a safari throughout the desert to experience camels 3 hours before my flight to head home. By now, I will hope that what you draw from the story is that unknown, delay, and uncertainty never is a known set of circumstances or predictable events. So what you are experiencing now will pass, and what is most important is you develop a mindset to see that although this is not the set of circumstances you would expect or know how to react to, you should always envision the future and remain hopeful. For some, the path forward is clear, and this is just a pit stop, and you are waiting to get back on the road with tunnel vision. While others, you may not get back on the road once it opens up, and that's fine. I will caution those who are in the pit stop group to stop and think, what would you do if your car stopped and went out of gas during your path forward? Whatever your answer may be, always remember life has ways of taking unexpected turns and stops. So just be ready to respond when you experience that event or get that call. To those more like myself who was still not able to get back on the road even when it opened up, that's fine, because remember, not all actions have to be forward to be productive. Take the time to seek clarity and gain wisdom so when you do decide to proceed forward, you have all the resources and tools to remain ahead on the path forward. So if sudden turns and stops present themselves, you are ready. Also remember, the person who was always on the path forward may need assistance down the road, so don't feel like you're behind just because you're not on the road. Congratulations again, graduates. Have a safe and productive and blessed summer. Be well. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. At this time, I'd like to introduce the valedictorian, Stephen Ibrahim, as he will address his class.
Good afternoon, parents, students, teachers, administrators, and Superintendent Walker. My name is Stephen Ibrahim, and I'm the valedictorian of the class of 2020. I would like to begin my speech by thanking my friends, my family, Mr. Weimer, Mr. Ferris, Mr. McKenna, Mr. Solo, and every teacher I have had during my career in Dickinson. Also, thanks to all those who have helped me throughout my entire life, not just my high school years. Special thanks to Mr. Casillas and the vice principals for helping us have this graduation ceremony. Before I proceed with my speech, I want to take a moment of silence as condolences to those who have lost loved ones during this eminently difficult time. Currently, New Jersey has the second highest number of COVID-19 cases in the United States. Moreover, Hudson County has the highest number of cases in the state of New Jersey, and we are all at a great risk. It is difficult to be here before you and know that nothing has gone as we had wished or planned this year. Although we all worked extremely diligently for the past 4 years and constantly dreamed about the moment where together we would probably walk out through the Dickinson gates and down the hill. Life intervened and deprived us of that customary gratification. With that being said, we should all look at this situation and realize that we will not get what we anticipate. We are not guaranteed to receive what those who preceded us received. We will be met with unforeseen challenges and we will overcome them. It is inevitable that there will be tougher times in our lives, and to face these adversities, we must have clear vision and an open mind so that we can solve any problem. However, in times like these, we should all reflect on our lives and focus on the positives. We all have been dealing with an extraordinary amount of stress, yet all of us continue to do what we had to do to achieve this graduation, even if it is virtual. All of you and I, we still made it. We continued to study and push through these days despite being confined in our houses, and that on its own showed our strength and ability to persevere. Although it may not seem like a tremendous feat, it is enough to prove ourselves to our families and to anyone who have doubted us, that we are diligent, capable, and successful individuals. And that is what we all need in this world, to be the best versions of ourselves and to be able to help others and help our world. Contrary to what a plethora of jobs require these days, I have not gathered enough experience in my 17 years of life to give adequate advice to anyone. Thus, I have chosen the best option and resorted to the one and only Google to find some inspiring quotes. Number 1. Find Opportunity in the Complaint by billionaire entrepreneur Jack Ma. Number 2. Only a fool learns from his own mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others by Prince Otto von Bismarck. And since we always need a 3, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain by famous entertainer Dolly Parton. Good advice, because if we find an opportunity amidst this adversity and we learn from the mistakes that were made in 2020, when we are faced with another inevitable misfortune, we will be better prepared and better equipped to fight the future fires with no losses. And now, for the better part of my speech, I would like to invite you all to imagine that we are gathered down in the cramped cafeteria. The senior advisors are trying to locate us and direct us one last time before we are fully lined up and ready to head into our new gym. We enter the new gym 2 by 2 until all of us are seated, half on one side of the gym and the other half is on the other side, placed in strict orders. However, the people in your row are all of your friends. Shout out the boys in the Discord server. So we're not seated alphabetically as we would have been required. The honored guests have delivered their speeches, special awards have been handed out, and now for the best part. The teachers are at the podium holding the empty diploma folders in their hands and struggling to call our names one by one as we nervously march to the stage in the order that we would have been taught to do so in the last few days of school. Now the last name has been called. We're all back in our seats and looking for our families in the balcony before we head out. Class of 2020, congratulations, you have graduated. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Right about now, we'd all rather be in the new gym, hearing you clap and cheer every time someone says Class of 2020. But the school year has been a challenging one as we face challenging times. We've experienced the senseless violence of December 10th, a global pandemic that led to the loss of over 100,000 American lives. And we are living through the continued struggle for equality and justice that has not been afforded to many in our communities. Having gone through the challenges this year has only made you stronger. And through it all, you've been resilient and persevered. These difficult times have better prepared you for life after high school. You will face many challenges, and as you have shown, you will be able to overcome them. Many of the dedicated staff members at Dickinson High School have guided you along the way. You must take what you learned at Dickinson, both inside and outside the classroom, and utilize it to navigate the path you choose. However, always stay grounded in where you came from, and this will help you go a long way. This may be an end of an era for you, but the beginning of many new adventures. Each of you will face difficult decisions as you transition to adulthood. You must take into account what you've learned at home as well as at Dickinson High School to make the decisions that will better serve you. As technology continues to shape and change the 21st century workforce, it is important that you continue to adapt to the changing times and keep striving forward. Now more than ever, we are counting on you to be the future leaders that we need. Among you may be the next epidemiologist who will help save lives, or the vocal leader or elected official who will help bring about the social change that we so badly need. The most important thing to remember is to lead with love, as it will always conquer all. Good luck, and I wish you nothing but the best. Now the moment we've all been waiting for. I certify that the class of 2020 before you has met all the requirements of the state of New Jersey and the Jersey City Public School District. I recommend them to you for the receipt of their diplomas. We will now begin the presentation of our graduates.
Wafa Abdalal, Samir Abdelhamid, Ahmed Abdelkader, Mina Abdelmalik, Sami Abdelkader, Ali Abdin, Nasib Abir, Manuel Abreu, Jeremiah Acevedo,
Jeffrey Aguilar Ramos, Natalie Augustin Celas,
Hoda Ahmed, Kinza Akhtar, Calvin Alexander Jr.,
Nayeli Alfonseca, Akosa Ali,
Bader Ali, Naeem Alston, Kathleen Altanor, Catherine Alvarado,
Julian Alvarez,
Kevin Anderson,
Brian Angamarga,
George Anovert, Madeline Arambulo, Luz Arango, Roger Arce, Line Nankar Asmal,
Zayad Aton,
Ajovi Awusi, David Ayub, Sarah Badawi, Yamila Baez, Jericho Ballotbot, Amanda Barizweta, Eddie Benawala Kappa, Ronnie Benitez, Louise Bilal, Jamie Bimboza Guzman, Tiffany Bonilla, Mahanor Ori, Carolos Botros, Dylan Bravotello,
Yassine Bryant,
Destiny Bueno, Michael Bugay, Daniel Booksh, John Brian Cabrazos, Irvin Callow, Alexander Camacho, Kadiatu Camara, Carlito Campo III, Fatima Canella.
Rosemary Caro Garcia.
Brian Carino. Juan Casales. Shayla Castro.
Abdarrahman Shave.
Samrita Chan. Krishna Chauhan. Shivam Chauhan.
Jordy Chavez. Ifra Chowdhury. Damian Christensen. Pearl Clarence. Robert Clark. Gabriel Cordero.
John Courtney. Joshua Cruz. Richard Cruz.
Anaya Curry. Carlos De Cruz. Aaron Dardry. Alicia Dadadine. Charleya Davis. Leandra Davis. Brian Delgado.
Daniel Delgado.
Weber DeMorcy. Audie Diaz. Diana Diaz. Willie Diaz Ruiz.
Linnea Dickens.
Nandanabin Dia. Sammy Dobb. Andrea Donaldson. Anthony Dujan. Joshua Duan. Mariana Duarte Peralta.
Anaya Duncan.
Anthony Dutan. Carolyn Ibrahim. Stephen Ibrahim. Oren Edwards. Mohammed El Mozaid.
Hamdi El-Abasi.
Wasfi El Shakar. Abdurrahim El Badri. Mario El Guetta. Osama El Shakri. Leslie Estevez. Davy Fajardo. Bishoy Faragala. Javol Farley.
Ahmed Fegala.
Abinab Fekri. Furman Felix. Lorenzo Fernandez Jr. Gianna Figueroa.
Juliet Flora.
Humberto Flores. Estefany Francisco. Joseph Fluhencio,
Vivek Gadgil, Daniela Galarza,
Anne Garcia, Bryant Garcia, Edgar Garcia, Jose Garcia, Raymond Garrett, Dionisio Gaspar, Janessa Geraldo, Haiti Gurgis,
Munj Gogari,
Julia Gurgis,
Eric Giron,
Sarthak Gohil,
Franklin Gomez,
Nicole Gomez,
Delisha Gonzalez, Ilani Gonzalez, Luz Gonzalez, Brian Guzman, Manuel Guzman, Kirillis Habib, Marina Hanna, Camila Harper, Nadir Harris, Safa Hassan, Amnia Hassanan, Hitadewi Hernandez, Roberto Hernandez Reyes, Kristen Herrera,
Nayeli Hidalgo, Stephen Hidalgo, Jonathan Hisi, S. Hassan Hoke, Shihab Hussein, Justin Hippolyte, Andrea Sophia Ibarola, Luz Infante, Covidanga Insuate, Timer Jones, Luis Juarez Aguilar,
Matthew Kassab,
Harimpreet Kaur, Hashim Khan, Mir Khan, Muhammad Khan,
Rivaldo Khan,
Sharish Khan, Uzair Khan, Aya Kir, Justin Karoma, Liana Kalasar, Liam Laxon, Jackie Lay, Christopher Lamboy,
Nelson Lambrick,
Dominic Lavelle, Chandali Lawrence, Christina Lee, Yen Lee, Alexis Lagarde, Franiel Leonardo, Alicia Lewandowski, Julius Labusti, Maria Lira Lopez, Andy Liu, Mingyan Liu, John Lore, Jasmine Luna, Syed Mazudin,
Christian Melevsky, Alex Maldonado,
Kayla Mamboyo, John Mancia, France Maniago,
Josefe Marti,
Cindy Martinez, Daniel Martinez, Eli Martinez,
John Matern, Mamjara Mbuye,
Dwayne McCord, Capricious McCrae, Rashawn McManus, Tyrone McManus, Andrew McFoy, Ikra Mialo, Deshali Medina, Ria Mehta, Saurabh Mehta, Ibram Mikhail, Amy Mendez, Dagoberto Mendez, Giancarlos Morejo, Jessica Maridia, Kadir Milton, Abhinav Meena, Soraya Mitchell, Afan Mohammed, Charles Moku,
Gregorio Molina, Lamine Mondumba, Durley Montero,
Ashley Monzone, John Morales, Marinelba Morillo, Adriano Musa, Ali Mustafa, Rawan Mustafa, Saif Mudasser, Adham Muharrem, Anjali Neal, Aryan Nesty, Thu Nguyen,
Anderson Nunez,
Jennifer Nunez, Mustafa Osman, Melody Ovales, Brianna Pacheco, Andrew Passius, Anderson Padilla, Wheeling Pan, Guadalupe Para Suarez, Ciara Parson, Anna Marie Pasqua, Akash Patel, Anch Patel, Aryan Patel, Darsh Patel, Heli Patel, Jeet Patel,
Janelle Patel,
Katha Patel, Pushi Patel,
Mahibin Patel, Meet Patel, Neha Patel, Nirav Patel, Om Patel, Prit Patel, Shiv Patel,
Shrey Patel,
Tirth Patel, Tej Kumar Patel, Urvik Patel, Vishva Patel, Devin Pauta,
Elijah Payton,
Kevin Peguero, Yakaida Peguero, Fatima Pepino,
Enmi Perez,
Indira Perez, Katie Perez, Nitasia Perez, Juan Perozzo, Desire Pastano, Betsy Pimentel, Ariana Polanco, Yelsi Pulhos, Jorge Quevedo, Kushma Rabindrata, Amina Rafi, Ronnie Raj, Caroline Ramirez, Wendy Reyna, Melanie Restrepo,
Lorena Reyes,
Raymond Reyes, George Rivas, Indira Rivera, Takima Roberts, Arlenis Rodriguez, Emmeline Rodriguez,
Catherine Rodriguez,
Sabrina Rodriguez, Tiara Rodriguez, Brian Rondon,
Brian Rosas,
Jose Rosas, Darren Ruiz, Lizbeth Ruiz, Topu Saha, Alexis Salamanca, Yaelin Salmia, Omnia Salem, Humam Salit, Grace Salmaron, Suhei San Roman, Felipe Sanchez, Kelsey Sanchez, Ikman Sandhu,
Parubin Sangani, Denise Santana, Gabriel Santana,
Anthony Santiago,
Elvis Santizo, Trisha Sarker, Jose Sarmiento, Lawrence Scott, Rujrani Siraj, Darshibin Shah, Drumi Shah, Yash Shah, Isha Shakel, Romario Shorkey,
Joseph Silver,
Aditya Singh, Ariana Smallwood, Millions Sneed, Mohammed Sohail, Javier Solano, Rafael Solano,
Islam Suleiman, Suleiman,
Zachary Soliman, JC Solis Saenz, Jose David Sorto Maldonado, Mama Sule Jamat, Angie Suarez, Daniel Suduko, Ajani Tello, Karma Tenzin, Paul Tixie, Mary France Tobias, Alan Torres, Jonathan Torres, Anna Tran, Richard Tran, Rushi Trivedi, Jeremiah Tucker, Zion Tuzo,
Darlin Urena, Edwin Valdez, Wilbert Valdez,
Andy Vasquez, Joyce Vega Torres, Amanda Velasquez, Jaylin Velas, Justin Velas,
Maylin Vallis.
Anthony Ventura, David Villano,
Chinedi Valario Mora.
Sheldon Volsi, Cheryl Volsi, Elijah Wallace, Myrna Wilson, Kyle Wilson, Michael Yusuf, Irene Yusuf, Hiba Zayui, Aldo Zambrano,
Jonathan Zuniga.
Justin Zyfetch,
Now we have a special message from New Jersey State Senator Mr. Cory Booker.
Hi, it's Cory Booker, Senator of our great state of New Jersey. I want to thank the entire community for making this day possible, but particularly, I want to say to the 2020 graduates, I am so grateful for your grit and your guts, for your service and your sacrifice, everything that you did on your journey that's led to this day. I congratulate you, I celebrate you, and I thank you for making us so much more so Jersey strong. So class of 2020, this is not the graduation experience that you wanted or you invited. And I've learned in my life that in many ways you can't control circumstances. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control your response. There's a great author named Viktor Frankl who wrote a book about surviving the Holocaust. And he said that the last of the great human freedoms is to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances. And he says there's always a choice. Every day, every hour, he says you're offered a decision. That between stimulus and response, that's your power. It's a decision, he wrote, that's going to determine whether you submit to the powers around you which threaten to rob you of your dignity and your worth, or do you manifest that great freedom that can never be stripped from you, which is to show up. To me, that is a challenge. Life is not about a destination. It's where you are every day, what you're bringing, what spirit do you choose to bring into the world. Look, when Hurricane Sandy was coming in, I was the mayor of New Jersey's largest city, the mayor of Newark, and I was out in the storm just as it was impacting, surveying the whole city, driving around as best I could in a command vehicle, being blown from side to side. And I'll never forget, I get this call. It always starts with a funny question. It's an operator that says, "Hello, this is the White House operator. Would you hold for the President of the United States?" And it's always funny to me because who says no to that? And I go, yes. And next thing you know, I'm talking to Barack Obama, who is checking in on me. It was an incredible conversation, connecting as a storm is hitting the coast of the United States of America. This president was checking in on a mayor. We had a good conversation. As soon as I hang up on him, almost as if it was timed, my cell phone rings again, and now it's the governor of the state of New Jersey, Chris Christie. Again, a moment of human contact. He was checking in on me and the city of Newark. We had another good, heartfelt conversation, and as soon as I hung up with him, amazed that I had just talked to the President of the United States and the governor of the state of New Jersey, I'm coming up a hill, and there in the wind and the rain, I see these telephone poles that had come down, live wires, and then I make out a guy standing out there in a yellow slicker with a floodlight waving frantically. I was surprised and almost a little upset that somebody would be out in this storm and not home, and I rolled up on him, rolled down the window immediately, so it was an elderly man, and I said to him, "What are you doing out here, sir?" And he looks at me almost bothered by the question. He goes, there are live telephone wires, live wires all over. I'm here because I'm going to make sure that none of my neighbors or nobody comes along these wires and gets hurt. In that moment, I realized, 15 minutes I talked to the President of the United States, the Governor of the state of New Jersey. Heck, I was the mayor of the city. But the greatest person in that 15 minutes that I talked to was the man on the hill, showing up, standing strong in a storm for others that he didn't even know. He didn't control the circumstances. He didn't control the size and strength of that storm, but he defined a truth that is so powerful that the greatest of all human energies you can show up with, you can choose, is kindness, is decency, and love. And often people think love is sentimentality. No, it's service, sacrifice. It's being there for others. Class of 2020, you are going to go on and do amazing things, achieve great positions, titles in your life, but those will never define who you are. You do daily. Life is not about a destination, it's what you bring to the journey, and I hope you bring your power of love. That's what this world needs right now. It needs light workers in darkness. It needs kindness in a time of too much meanness. It needs unifiers in a time of too much division. And that's not seen best in the grand acts and the grand gestures, but the daily decisions we make. Don't underestimate your power. Use it every day to make a difference in this world that so needs you. Thank you, class of 2020, and God bless you.
Thank you, Senator Booker. Seniors, it has been wonderful watching you grow over the last 4 years. We are proud of all of you and how far you've come. At this time, I would like for each of you to clap and cheer for your parents, guardians, grandparents, and to all that have helped you get to where you are today. Congratulations, class of 2020. And a special thank you for those staff members who have made this event possible. Have a wonderful evening.